Hello, I am Erica, and I have an album coming out this week. Insanity. In this video, I'm going to take you through how I made the art for my debut album, All We Have, coming out this Friday. A lot of exploration went into making this artwork, and it mostly started off with me falling down the rabbit hole that is Xerox art. If you don't know what Xerox art is, here's what it looks like, and it uses image transferring. And image transferring is basically transferring an image from one thing to another thing. The most common way that Xerox transfers are done are by taking acetone and rubbing the back of a printed image onto a blank piece of paper, which will then have the image transferred onto it. And I was fascinated. I had a whole vision in my head, and this was the initial sketch. I wanted the bottom to be kind of a collage of Xerox transfers with my face and then the title of the album. Another thing that I was doing for the album was taking Polaroids for each song, so there is a visual for each story. I thought it would be a cool idea to get those Polaroid images and print them out and Xerox transfer them. But the deadline that I had totally didn't allow for that. I did not have the time to take all the Polaroids. I figured I could use real photos from my life instead, and so I dug through my camera roll. The theme of the album is loving and losing, and so I found pictures with that significance. So I won't show all the pictures that I wanted to include because they're fairly personal. So a lot of what I read online said that you could use nail polish remover as a substitute for acetone when doing the transfers. And so I went to get nail polish remover, and I just got the cheapest one downstairs, and it had a pink tint and it was smudging everywhere, which could have been my fault. I ordered acetone because I just wanted to try it. So for Xerox art, the type of printer and ink matters, and both the printer that I go to and the one I have at home were not the right printers, and I also didn't bother checking, which, is absolutely my fault. And I also think that it works better for bigger pictures, which is why not much detail can be seen on my transfers. Initially, I figured there was some charm to the lack of detail, giving some anonymity to the faces and the scenes, and that I could paint or draw to fill in the gaps, but it wasn't really working. But I was so fixated on the idea of doing image transferring, and so I looked up other types of image transferring, and I found one where you use this thing called matte medium, and you basically paint over your picture and you face it down so that the gluish part is on the blank paper, and you wait for it to dry, and you peel it off, and you use water to get off the paper residue, and the image is transferred. I tried to see what it would look like combining the acetone transfers and the matte medium transfers. I tried ripping it up and putting it back together. It wasn't working either. There was one day that I went to East Coast Park with Tim and Joan, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it, but I wanted portrait photos of myself, and so they helped take pictures of me using my Polaroid. Technically, I didn't need to use Polaroids. I could have used my phone since I was just doing an image transfer, but Polaroids really felt integral to this whole project. I've been using the Polaroids for all the stills. So I scanned the Polaroids, I printed a few out, and I experimented with both acetone and matte medium, and ultimately the matte medium was bolder, which I preferred. Another thing I wanted to experiment with was layering the matte mediums on top of each other and seeing what that would look like, but there was this really obvious line, and I did not like that. And so I took one of my experiments and I just pasted it on top, and that looked a lot better. One thing I've really come to love about image transferring is that it is so inconsistent. You're never gonna get the same product every single time. It all changes up depending on how much water you use, or how long you leave it to dry, or how much matte medium you use in the first place. I love that, and you can really see the different qualities of the image I didn't really like the acetone transfers in the end, so I ditched them and I cut out just the 3 faces. I didn't quite know what to do with them yet. I tried to warp them. I have been using Polaroids in all the previous art as well, as you can see here. I took some Polaroids that I didn't want. I cut up the borders to create one big Polaroid around the 3 faces. And I arranged them in a way where parts were jutting in and out to give it some depth and also to kind of show how memories bleed out. I knew that this Polaroid thing with the 3 faces was gonna be the main focus. I still don't know what to do with them. I scanned them. I tried out this placement for the title. I painted the name of the album and my name, scanned them, and I put them on. But it kind of looked like I was making a punk or metal album, which is not exactly what the album is. So I went back to this 3-faced Polaroid thing, and I knew that I wanted to incorporate my drawing and doodles in the art, but I drew something that I ended up hating and I made a huge mistake. And so I fixed it by tearing out and pasting the prints of my face onto the mistakes. You know, I'm so glad it happened because I love the look of ripped pages. And then I continued drawing. I toyed with the idea of the Polaroid thing being a part of a corkboard surrounded by all the different memories, but it felt kind of cheesy. So even more exploration, I started scanning my old film strips and Polaroids, putting plastic over for more texture, just trying things out until I was satisfied. I printed it out, I placed the Polaroid below the print and I scanned it. I ate some lemang while waiting. I quite liked what I had, but I wanted more texture. So I messaged a bunch of my friends and I asked them to write the name of the album, All We Have, on a piece of paper and send it over to me. And asking them to do that was kind of impulsive because I still didn't really know what I wanted to do with them. But when I got them, I printed them all out. I traced them onto a piece of plastic, warped a scan of it, layered that onto what was previously the background, printed that again, scanned the Polaroid on the background again, colored it, added my logo, and then I was done. I don't know how I have the patience. Somehow, I think it's because so much of my art is really just exploring, like figuring it out. It's not like I'm a pro at this medium. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the fact that I made these 3 artworks for my album and I, at some point, had no clue what I wanted to do with it. You have no idea what your next creation will be. But anyway, that is how I made the art for my debut album. I am nervous. Once again, this part of the video is going to give you some dates to look out for. So on the 18th, Thursday, I will be going live on Instagram with Tim Dakota, who produced the entire album, and we're just going to be talking about everything. That will be around 10 p.m. On the 19th, the album is out everywhere. I will have some lyric videos coming up on my YouTube, and I'm having a launch show at Aliwal. The crazy thing is, I don't know if by the time this video comes out that it will be sold out, because it seems like we are reaching there. Oh my god! On the 20th, which is the day after the launch, I will be doing a little listening party on TikTok Live. It's gonna be my first ever TikTok Live, so come by and we can listen to the album start to finish, and I will talk about everything in between. On the 22nd, I have a music video coming out, and to celebrate, I will be going live on TikTok again with Umar, because the music video is for the song Maybe. Heard it here first, folks. But yeah, we'll just be on TikTok Live and we'll be jamming and maybe talk about the music video a little bit. This is a crazy time in my life. It is insanity. I really hope y'all will stream the album when it comes out, because this is sincerely years in the making. This album is a long time coming, and I have a long way to go. Thank you. Bye bye.